days of long ago, created by the cosmic legends of the universe. There stands one man, one great man, a man dedicated to preserving all that is good in pop culture. Loved by few, hated by many. Alone in his fortress of awesomeness, he battles fearlessly against the wolves, the evil, the unjust. To right that which is wrong, to stand for justice, to serve all mankind. He is the one, the only, the comic relief crusader. Hello, everybody, to everyone out there in the Geekosphere and the Rumbleverse. Here we are on another Titillating Tuesday. And thank you all for joining us. Great to have you all here, especially those on Rumble that are viewing right now as we do another simultaneous broadcast on both platforms, bringing the mirth and merriment. That is a Titillating Tuesday, episode 43, Enter the Geekosphere. And hail to you, Lenrod. You made it just in the nick of time. And the first one here that's going to be getting shotgun is Appion. How's it going, dear sir?
Hello, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Nice. Awesome. Well, great to have you here, bud.
Cool.
And filling in part of the back seat, we also have that's on the scene today, the one and only Pop Culture Republic.
Hello.
How's it going?
Going well. Going well. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you just perfectly well.
Great. I have been having fits with my laptop since last night. I'm glad everything seems to be going all right so far.
Well, so far so good.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to beat that computer into submission.
Yeah, definitely.
So how's your guys been your week been going for all of you so far?
Going well for only Tuesday.
Yes, that is true.
Nice. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
Well, the way I see it is we got Monday out of the way, and even if you're at work, it's the first day of being paid, so we're just slowly easing into the weekend. And Doth Wolfman, how's it going, my friend? Hail to the panel and to the chat, and hail to you, sir. Nice to see you on board. Yeah, Appion, how was your weekend?
It was great. It was good. Really busy.
Good?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, things are going good on the channel. Things are going pretty good. Not too bad in life, so it's pretty good. I can't complain.
Cool. Sweet.
Yeah.
Well, as for me, after 6 visits of my daughter going to Michigan to see her boyfriend down there, and after 2 long years of college in Kalamazoo, to which my daughter has been back since November, my wife and I finally got to meet the boyfriend for the first time.
Uh-oh.
How'd that
go? Well, he just made it in the nick of time. And in fourth chair, we got everybody's favorite illiterate from New York, Admiral Teague.
Can I get that in writing?
Yes, yes, you can.
Hi, guys.
A favorite illiterate. Can I get that in writing?
Hey, Admiral.
Good.
How's it going?
We spent 2 hours proving that I was illiterate with an article from the New York Times. They said that starting next year, everyone who graduates from New York City High School will be illiterate.
Yeah. However, Teague, I'm going to be putting it in cursive writing, just to mess with your.
Damn you!
I know. So, how was your weekend?
Not too bad. I gotta say, like one of the highlights was seeing how well Appion was doing this gaming stream last night. Hats off, buddy.
Nice.
Yeah, it went really well.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was like 135 or more people watching at any given time. I think was that one spiking to 2 as well. It was good. It was really good. It was a 3-digit gaming stream.
Both the Fortnite one and the Gotham Knights one were like in the hundreds, but not 200. But still, they were doing amazing. It was insane.
You're a goddamn workaholic.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Congratulations. Anyway,
thank you.
Never fear. I am here via my phone from Floral Park.
Oh, there we go then. So like I said before, finally met the oldest daughter's boyfriend, all the way from Michigan, and I guess first time that we're meeting him, and so I'm doing the dad thing and trying not to fill up with dread and trying not to want to do possible nasty things, as a dad with a daughter generally does. And
what you're saying is you had your friends pay cash for tarp and rope for you.
Yes, that's why I have lots of burly friends that are scaffolders. So, and on top of that, that's why I live near the mountains, because there's plenty of square miles of where to hide bodies. So, yes, Lenrod, and it does sound ominous. So, but no, we
Hell, Lenrod.
We met up at the Calgary Zoo, so we went through there. After that, took him out to dinner, and it went pleasantly well. And hail to Penny that just dropped in. How's it going? Nice to see you here. Yeah, and so that went pleasantly well. And to which Doss Wolfen says, "You will have the shotgun ready, right?" Yes, I will. I would throw a bullet at him and tell him if he breaks your daughter's heart, it'll come out at at you a lot faster.
That sounds so familiar. What is
it does, doesn't it?
Is that a movie reference? Justified. Yeah, that's right. I love that show. I should know that.
That's a nice. Don't try to join the chat from your phone.
Yeah. Okay. So that went pleasantly well. And then around 7:30 this morning, I get a message from my firstborn and needing to talk to us. And I'm thinking, oh boy, because he left this morning to go back to Michigan. He arrived at Saturday night and left today at 7 a.m. Mountain Time to head back to his place of residence. And so I get a message from my daughter saying, I need to talk to you and Mom. I'm like, okay. And I'm just waking up early in the morning because I'm not a morning person whatsoever. And so I had my suspicions before he arrived, and only to have my suspicions definitely confirmed at this point. She told us he proposed, so they're engaged, which I knew what was happening or would happen, and I'm like, yep, called it. So yeah.
Congratulations. I think what that means is they're going to get married. Don't quote me here, but that might be the next step in this.
I'm thinking that might be, yeah. So Lenrod, yeah, I'm graded with a buddy's 12 gauge with curfew on the sides when his daughter was born.
That's a good one.
Oh, I like that idea. Hey, and we got Christian Delorme in the chat. How's it going, dude? Great to have you here. Yeah, so the fool, marriage is the worst thing a man can do.
Marriage.
Yes. Marriage.
Marriage.
marriage. It's a wonderful thing.
Hey, I bet.
So here's the thing, because he lives all the way in Michigan, and obviously I know the veritable hellhole that Michigan is, where apparently now you can get fined, I believe, up to $10,000 if you misgender a person. So apparently he was so impressed with Alberta and loved the city so much. I'm thinking that the marriage might be possibly up here. So he would have to come.
If you have a chance for dual citizenship, you take it.
Exactly. Yeah. But this also means I can keep a close eye on him. So that also works too. And if things go south, Daddy is nearby. And I'm okay with that.
No, that's always good.
Did he do anything overtly provocative, like a I don't know, like a Hillary for 2016 shirt?
No. So I'm grateful for that. However, I did manage to overhear when he was talking with my daughter, my firstborn, that apparently he made the comment that his parents are so boring. So I'm kind of glad
his parents were what?
Boring. So I'm kind of glad
that's cool.
Yeah. So I'm kind of glad that that I won up to his parents. So that makes me slightly happy. Yeah. So that's the only thing I'm happy about. Exactly. Pow!
The chatification of comic relief Crusader's daughter's boyfriend.
Exactly.
He's slowly becoming a Chad.
That's right. Oh boy. So I got that going for me, and if he indeed wants to move up here and get married in Canada, then great. That means I can keep a closer eye on him, and if things go south, Daddy is there to pick up the pieces of my daughter's shattering heart and finding some sort of remote acreage near the mountains that I can probably hide a body. So there we go. That being said, in the remote places of Canada, time for some funny news out there, and I thought, seeing how I'm mentioning Canada an awful lot, this actually warmed the cockles of my heart. Instead of stupid news, this in the news for a stupid prime minister, which we all have. Apparently, a poll was taken, and our glorious Cuban prime minister, True Dumb, has earned the title of the worst prime minister in 50 years.
Wow.
Did he beat his own dad?
Yeah, apparently
is he beating his own father on that one?
Apparently he's beating his own father.
Wow.
So, and he was pretty bad. So
that family's going for the gold, huh?
Yeah, exactly. If you can't do things half-assed, you might as well use your whole ass and become the worst that you can possibly be. So, yeah. So after, let me think here, 10 years of, or nearly 10 years of this Joker in office and him basically crapping on everything that's Canadian, and hail to Dead Man Walking that just...
Hello, Dead Man.
Hello.
And Penny. Man. And Christian.
And Penny. That's right.
And Das Wolfen.
Yep. I know.
Those are the only people I can see. I have a Windows 95 computer here in New Jersey.
Oh, joy.
Oh, wow.
How awesome for you to go retro.
And I thought I was having problems.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not mine. It's my mom's. She's like still trying to figure it out. She's going to figure it out next week.
And Ledrod, yeah, clearly the apple doesn't fall from the tree, but when it does, it falls off the deep end. You got that right. However, if your mom gets rid of that computer, I want it. So, yeah, just so I can do some retro gaming because it won't run on Windows, anything after Windows Vista. So let's put it that way.
I was about to say, nothing like retro PC gaming.
Exactly.
He looks just like his dad there, doesn't he?
He does. He does look like a Castro.
He looks like Castro. I mean, honestly, not that much different looking than like some of my cousins.
Yeah, see, there you go, right?
Yeah, I'm Cuban. Yeah, I'm open about it. I also plan to take over this country and Canada, but I'm open about it.
There we go.
I don't pretend to be trying to help anyone out. Like I think that I should be your leader.
Yeah, exactly. Das Wolfen, you're totally right. Yeah, he does look like Fidel. So, well, because funny story is that when Trudeau Sr. Happened to visit Fidel Castro in Cuba, his wife went along with him, and let's just say up here in Canada, Mrs. Trudeau was, well, she had a habit of getting around.
She was a model who had a 65-year-old husband.
Exactly. And on top of that, she didn't mind certain parts of her anatomy getting photobombed in newspapers as well, and had a little bit of illicit affairs with certain rock stars, like let's just say Mick Jagger of the Rolling Stones. And
it was actually said to be Ron Wood.
Yeah, and apparently
the rumor I heard was that it was actually Ron Wood.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay. Well, either or. Probably.
Yeah, she leveled down. Mick Jagger's a little easier to respect, right?
Well, yeah, a little bit. So, and well, according to everybody that thinks so, quite possibly Fidel Castro, as we can quite possibly see here. You add a beard onto that, and well, it just speaks for itself, doesn't it?
Or Google a picture of Castro from like 1967 or 1957. Like, look at both of them, and look at this, and you can see that there's a shot. There's a shot.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing with the Rolling Stones, she may have dated more than one Rolling Stone, because there's a ton of photographic evidence of how she just kind of likes to go out to nightclubs just with one of the Rolling Stones.
Oh, exactly. Right. But yeah, this brings a certain warmth to my heart. But, hopefully,
Europeans, you're so strange with the ways you let your leaders act.
I know. I'm just hoping that this douche receptacle goes far, far away very soon. So. Yeah, so that it for stupid news, or as I like to call it in this case, grateful news that pretty much everybody thinks the same way. So, yeah. But it seems like going on with entertainment news and whatnot, as I have been watching a lot of Secret Invasion, and I know Teague has, and I'm not sure if Appian or
Appian and I saw 2 episodes.
Yeah.
And we kind of had. I'm deeply grateful for Appian for being there for me while I watched it, because that was some trash, man. I needed him to crack a few jokes.
Oh yeah. So apparently, as far as I know, tomorrow is the last episode of Secret Invasion, and well, I might as well. Wow. Yeah, because apparently, Secret Invasion premiere viewership fails to break into the Nelson's top 10 streaming platforms.
Yep.
No surprise there.
You should have called it Secret Wife. Might have done better.
But how about Overt Invasion?
Overt invasion. I can get behind that. It's not even really an invasion of any sort, is there? I mean, because apparently
seems like they already won
around Earth since the 90s, right? So it's, because the way I see invasion is, spaceships coming from deep space to invade the Earth, kind of like Mars attacks kind of thing, That's what I picture when I see invasion. This is more like a secret subversion at this point.
When I see the Secret Invasion, I see a missed opportunity for a better life for Nick Fury. I'd be like, listen, since you're a shapeshifter and all, could you look more like Amelia Clark than the person you've chosen to look like, just for me?
Exactly. See, I'd be okay
or
with
Farrah, 1978. I have this picture of Farrah Fawcett from 1978. Could you please look like her?
He made her look like Brie Larson, though. He made her look like Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Let's see. Penny,
now strap this on.
Have you talked about Strange New Worlds? Love the ending. Oh
my God.
Maybe we will talk about that soon. But you're unleashing the Teague, so not that. So, Das Wolf, and that's because the most powerful Avenger they have is Skrull Rhodey, and he doesn't even show up in War Machine. No, he doesn't.
Called it.
Does he?
Like that first scene they showed him, I'm like, he's a Skrull. I was like, he's definitely a Skrull.
Exactly, right? So, as the article
Oh,
goes,
yeah.
Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion series is the latest dud for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as the series premiere viewership failed to break into the top 10 streaming platforms for its release week. Nelson recently released its viewership data for the week of June 19th, 20 to 25th, 2023, and Secret Invasion is nowhere to be seen in the top 10 overall chart. The series was defeated by Suits, Black Mirror, SWAT, Extraction 2, The Bear. I wonder if that's a remake of the old Bear. Grey's Anatomy.
It's a prequel to Cocaine Bear.
It's a cooking show. I've watched
Yeah.
it.
Oh, is it? Okay. So Grey's Anatomy, which is boring enough as it is.
That's also a
Bluey-
cooking show.
Okay. Yeah, might as well be. NCIS, Avatar: The Way of Water, and Manifest. Oh God, I slugged through parts of Manifest. My wife actually finished the series. I don't see how this is good really whatsoever, but probably that's why it's at the 10. Yeah. So something about the calling. Every second word is about the calling. It's like, oh God, this is getting boring.
Just for context, would there be 2 episodes of Secret Invasion available for people to watch in this time frame, right? Because they dropped the couple, right?
Oh, they did, didn't they? Yeah.
So they've got 2 episodes in this mix too, just for context.
Yep. So, and to put it all into perspective, the millions of minutes here, there on the end for Suits alone, like 2,318 minutes. Well, I suppose that'd be in the millions. So, I mean, that's a lot of views. And
did they start making Suits again, or is this people still want to watch it?
I think probably people still wanting to watch it.
We know absolutely no one in England watches that show. So how is this possible?
I don't know. But I mean, even at its lowest for Manifest, like 658 million minutes viewed, and Secret Invasion isn't even touching it, apparently. So this this is bad. I mean, no wonder Bob Iger wants to put on hiatus probably a lot of Star Wars and Marvel shows lately and just making the cuts.
Has me wondering if they finally hit rock bottom or if there's still further they can fall.
Well, like our glorious Prime Minister making the worst Prime Minister in 50 years, they're probably going for the gold and seeing how far they can hit rock bottom. So and James Crusader, hey dude, nice to see you here.
Hello,
just when I
James Crusader.
Strange New Worlds might be getting a little better, we get a cursing Spock and a musical icing on the cake. I know. Oh my God.
Oh goodness.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
No.
Das Wolfen, I gave Manifest my standard 3-episode trial and decided I didn't care enough for the rest. No, you are 100% correct. It got so boring so quick. Especially, you know what? And I got to say this for my wife. She actually watched all the episodes. And God, I even found it boring just watching a few of them, but she slugged through it like a trooper and watched it all. So, damn. I couldn't. James Crusader, not that I would ever see Strange New Worlds, though I'm trying not to write for it.
I'm gonna tie this together. I believe if we compare them, at least 3 and possibly as many as 7 or 10 of the 15 managers, executive producers on Secret War are also some of the 23, because we just put a few more on there, and to step up the quality, executive producers on Star Trek. So these are the same bad people making, and it's almost the same bad story. It's substance free. There's an event here and an event there, but no real logic to it, no real narrative flow. And it's hard to call and either one of them. Like this limited series from Disney that is Secret Invasion, right? There's just like no saying really what's happened. So far all we know is there's an invasion It's supposedly a secret. We have ruminated on that idea for like 7 weeks.
Pretty much now. So
at some point, the other shoe has to hit the floor.
That's true. So the series did show up on the Nielsen's top 10 original chart in 5th place, where it was released. It ranked in 461 million minutes viewed, as noted above. It was best by Black Mirror, The Bear Manifest, and The Surrogacy. It did also beat out Ted Lasso, Never Have I Ever, Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, Fubar, and Catching Killers. So, God. Well, Fubar, I can see. Fubar was horrible. Ted Lasso, I have not seen. Yeah.
People speak highly of Ted Lasso.
Oh, well, okay. Then I might have to check it out. However, yeah, with everybody pretty much on this panel.
Apparently very funny.
We're slugging through Strange New Worlds. God. Well,
brought to you by the people who bought you Secret Invasion.
Exactly.
I'll have Appion explain the last episode to you. Appion had more feelings about it than I did.
But the lower deck,
not the episode. Appion's take. The episode was garbage. Yeah, the last one was the crossover, and we got caught flat-footed. And Appion did double duty because we were supposed to just do our talk show, and an hour in, people are like, "You do know another episode dropped?" They're like, "What?" So that's how much fanfare there is. It dropped at San Diego Comic-Con, and I guess we found out because I was talking about another Star Trek channel that's a little more pro New Trek than me, but they're all right. I don't dislike them. But the thing was, in the middle of their analysis of episode 6, my comment was, I thought a show with 21 producers would be better. And one guy, he does a double take, and he doesn't speak for 2 whole minutes. He's like, "This guy's not kidding. There are 21 producers."
Exactly. And hail Jedi Master Raven, how are you, sir? Yeah, the comic was good, but yeah, now we're getting this makeshift Super Skrull, and it's not even really Super Skrull per se. It's like a Super Skrull discount, because as we all know from the comics, the Super Skrull took the powers from the Fantastic Four, and before obviously Fantastic Four is out as a movie, they're trying to do a preemptive Super Skrull.
Remember, he's got Groot. He's got Groot powers, right? Tree powers,
right? Yeah. He's got Exegious Soldier.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is powers from Iron Man 3, right? Just all the throwaway monsters from the weaker movies.
It's
right. That's what it is. Extremis.
Yeah.
Isn't that the new name for Twitter as well?
Yeah, exactly.
Something. Now, this is all Marvel by people who have never read a comic book.
I'm assuming that this story is still just sort of circling around. There's a threat. We must deal with it. Here's a bad guy. He is evil. And we haven't gotten past that, right?
Yeah, no, we haven't.
And we don't really know much about the threat. And it's hard to gauge the bad guy's power level. Am I about right here?
Well, you're pretty much on the money there. Because we've had already 5 episodes, and it's just nothing but jibber jabber and who's going to kill Nick Fury, and that's about it. That's all we got.
Right now,
here and there, and that's about it.
That sounds.
Wouldn't it be funny? I think it'd be funnier if Nick Fury died of embarrassment first.
But he can't just yet because he's going to be in the Marvels, so he's not going to die. Because you already know.
So we're talking about killing a guy who's in no jeopardy. Yeah,
exactly, right. So the overall minutes, Secret Invasion did best. She-Hulk, Attorney Outlaws premiere. That series did not even show up on Nelson's original chart, meaning its viewership was below 395 million minutes, which was what Instant Dream Home brought in at 10th place. Oh my God.
They're proud of those. They're proud of those hate watch minutes. They're so proud.
Yeah, exactly. However, because the Nelson's data is provided in minutes watched, one has to note how long each of the premiere episodes were. Secret Invasion's premieres episode clocks in at 55 minutes, while She-Hulk Attorney at Law's first episode was only 38 minutes in length. It's also possible She-Hulk might have actually brought in more viewers if you estimate the premiere viewership was only 380 million, and you divide that by the episode length, that comes to 10 million viewers.
Wow.
Doing the
Right.
same calculation with
So-
Secret Invasion, you only get 8.3 million. So technically, it did worse than She-Hulk.
Wow.
I don't believe that many people made it to episode 4.
In order for
I don't
Secret
see that
Invasion
either.
to have best She-Hulk minutes watched for its premiere needs to be at 315 million or below.
Couldn't even
The
beat the worst
Daredevil
show.
episode, the Daredevil
Oh,
episode got a $396 residual check, and nobody doesn't believe it. That writer proved that he was totally wrong when he showed that he was told that the network was actually probably right about correct when they showed that. No one wanted to watch it. Just Peru made more money than that writer off that show.
Fucking
Exactly.
$400 check. How pathetic.
And I know.
It was
and
like, I'm
nobody-
gonna ball and sell you, you fuck.
Nobody is capable of killing Nick Fury. Prove that. It's the real Nick Fury. Yeah. And Jedi Master
Or if they
Raven,
kill him
we
and
get the
replace him
flashback
with,
in the middle right now.
Yeah, or if they kill him and replace him with David Hasselhoff, Nick Fury from a alternate Earth.
See, I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could David isn't David Hasselhoff kind of like real out of it these days though?
Quite possibly. Well,
Could
maybe.
be.
I don't know. And
I
hail
guess
to the
so.
Titan showing up. I see we're talking about train wrecks today. Yes, we are. So,
You know, like I don't think David Hasselhoff is all that well. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Probably not.
yeah, I don't know. How old is David Hasselhoff by now?
He's
Oh,
getting
yeah.
up there.
He's getting up
70s?
there, I think.
Late 70s? Probably.
Could be.
Yeah,
He
he's
hasn't been
probably
keeping up.
Michael Knight was about 30, about 40 years ago, but we don't
Yeah.
know that he was about 30. Could have been a little older. He definitely
Oh,
seemed
wow.
to be no less than 30.
No. Jeez. Yeah, because if we look at the ratings also for this, when She-Hulk came out on August 15th to the 21st, Sandman was number one. Still haven't watched that just because I know
I
there
watched
was
a
little
couple
bit of,
episodes of it. It was all
Yeah?
right. Not,
Yeah?
it was like okay, but nothing I like kept my interest. Not for me.
followed by Stranger Things. Never Have I Ever. I'm actually surprised that Stranger Things probably didn't make it number one, but meh, whatever. I suppose everybody was hoping for the best for Neil Gaiman's Sandman. Lock and Key. I still have that on my save list. I haven't even gotten around to it. Untold, Virgin River, A League of Their Own. Okay, that's the new Prime Video series, I do believe. Followed by Echoes, Only Murders in the Building, which is on Hulu.
That
I
is
definitely
Steve
don't
Martin and
check
Martin Short.
Yeah, I
yes.
watched it.
Yo, it's funny. It's
Yeah.
fucking funny.
out. I
fucking
heard it
funny.
was so good.
In
And
season 2, there you get this. In season 2,
yeah.
they become YouTubers.
Oh, really? Oh, sweet. Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
we'll recognize a few things.
Yeah. Lenrod, yeah. No, the Hoff can never leave us. I agree.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Hoff is 71.
Yep.
Really?
Yep. Just look that
Wow,
up.
I thought he was older than that.
I almost
They
absolutely
say
nailed it.
older.
Wow. I
What?
for sure thought he was probably at least maybe 78 by now, but yeah, that's not
My
too
guess was 40. That he was 30, 42 years ago, so I was close.
bad.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Good guess.
So
So
this is a list of when She-Hulk came out.
yeah, this is the list of when she came out.
Yeah, it's
And
not on there.
This is that week, right? That's what you're saying. This is that
Yeah.
week.
that week, and yeah, it didn't even make the top 10.
And
So
they came
Instant
out
Dream
swinging in
absolutely beat
She-Hulk
it.
too.
Yeah.
Well, She-Hulk
Shitting all over the
episode
hole.
1.
That's
I'm
where she
wondering
said
how that
harder
even
than the
did.
Hulk. Oh
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
she turned people off fast and hard. and that the episode with Daredevil might be the only one anyone had interest in. Was it Rip It and Rip It? They nerfed the shit out of that one. It's like how that guy was indignant about it. It's like you wrote one of the stupidest fucking like, and the episodes weren't really representative of any kind of TV. What was it like? 21 minutes and 28 seconds of TV I've ever fucking seen in my life.
But it was so terrible. The minutes dragged on, so it felt like 3 hours each episode. Like,
and a man wrote that. A man wrote that scene where he walks home with his boots over his shoulder, feeling ashamed. Yep. I mean, he had a lot to be ashamed about after what he did with her, but still.
And all he got was $396.
He was overpaid.
Couldn't you just round that up to 400? No, 396. Get out of here.
Now that we know how much
you can get.
You know what? Now that we know how much money he got to make it, we actually have the case here that we know how much money we could get in damages for it. It's the matrix of what it takes to create it.
I bet like when he got his money, it was like that scene from the first Spider-Man when he's like getting screwed by the guys at the wrestling ring or whatever. Like gives him like one little bill. What's this? That's your cut. The ad said 1,000 or whatever.
How am I supposed to put gas in my fucking Porsche that I couldn't afford that I bought when I was told I was a Marvel writer?
Yeah, exactly. This will only get me down the street to Burger King.
No. It's not my problem, kid.
Yeah, exactly. Welcome to Hollywood.
Yep, welcome to Hollywood.
So
that was Bruce Campbell, right?
Oh yeah. So Secret Invasion did best Miss Marvel, which charted on Nelson's top 10 original charts when it debuted back in June 2022, which was also another problem. However, while it did chart, it only debuted with 249 million minutes viewed. Miss Marvel's first episode had a 50-minute runtime. It also best Moon Knight, which debuted at the end of March 2022. The series hit 6th on the Nelson chart with 418 million minutes viewed. The first episode was 48 minutes long. While it did have achieved greater overall minutes viewed, it appears Moon Knight might have actually garnered more viewers, as dividing the total minutes by the episode length, you get 8.7 million viewers, while Secret Invasion only brings in 8.3 million.
That's that Moon Knight number. That Moon Knight number, I guarantee you that's all episodes from 1 and 2, because by episode 3, that show was a garbage fire too.
You didn't even get to the cringiest line ever. Are you an Egyptian superhero?
Oh God!
Yes. Oh yes.
I know.
You know why I didn't bother with that? Because it was in episode 10, which had like a viewership of like 60 people. It was like me, you, Disparu, the guys from EFAB, and Doomcock just fucking having a fucking laughing fucking fit. That was the only people watching that shit.
Oh God!
Just
imagine assuming that every viewer watched the entire episode. Well,
I'm just thinking like if you're Disparu, you're like when they announce like something like Velma season 2, it's like I'm going to get a new call.
Yeah. And hail to Super Goji Reviews that dropped in. How's it going, dude?
If they make the Velma season 2. If they really greenlight a second season of that fucking show.
My opinion on Velma season 2 is I have an opinion on that. I believe it's the second half of season 1 that was thrown on the shelf. They could call it victory, show it again, say they didn't cancel it, and then just walk away after this. So let's see what happens.
And hail to the Goatfather that's dropped in. How's it going, bud?
What's up, Goatfather?
Hello.
The goat.
Oh, I had it muted. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. It's hot out. And I am going to have to make a DIY cooling pool with cooling rods. So that's going to be...
Really?
Yeah. Heat is already a problem for the power plant.
Are you sweating under your man boobs?
Well, thankfully I don't really have that because I work out.
Oh, well then you're doing good then. So
yeah, so
how you doing, Godfather? It's good to see you around.
Man, I'm exhausted. And then having to make another part, and the heat issue is really just smacking me down right now. But Yeah, it's gonna probably look like a nuclear cooling pool by the time it's freaking done.
Yeah, it's like 83 degrees in New York today. It's fucking horrible.
Wow.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
So what
I
I
gotta
missed?
agree with that. Well, we're having fun at Secret Invasion's expense of
Are
not
we?
even making it in, not even making it into the top 10 Nelson ratings. So for opening episode. But yeah, I gotta agree with Appy on there. As soon as she said that, are you an Egyptian superhero? Yes. It's like, God,
Like, who
cringe.
wrote that?
That was
Who wrote
pretty
that
bad.
fucking line?
Well, somebody that doesn't know Marvel Comics, because the Scarab is a super villain and a dude.
And just real quick, I really, really hope that Velma 2 will never happen.
Please no.
Worst thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
I know,
I just
right?
feel like since it already exists, they'll throw it out there. But
Yeah.
is it just me? Maybe Mike might be the only one old enough to remember the Shazam ISIS Power Hour.
Oh, yes, I do.
Tell me I'm not fucking. Am I on drugs here, or is Scarlet Scarab just ISIS?
That's one way of looking at it. Super good, your reviews. It's been a
Not
while since I last
the.
checked that, but sadly not
So-
for long. I recently got a job while I am at work. I did get a notification that you're streaming. Hope you have been doing well. Bye. Oh well, then see you later. Good that you could drop by. So hopefully you can listen while you're at work.
Thanks for coming by, Super Goji.
But yeah, it's like ISIS. Subliminal message.
Yeah, they changed your name because for the obvious reason, but they had what was the deal? It was almost the same story. She was an archaeologist. She found some kind of relic. It changed her into a female Egyptian superhero.
Yep. But yeah, I mean, in the Marvel comics, the Scarab was a super villain and a dude and super powerful. And I mean, God, he went toe to toe with like the X-Men and Avengers and stuff like that. I mean, this is it's another gender swap thing.
No more powerful men.
And
No more powerful men characters. They're done with that.
Yeah, but this is all leading to somewhere else on top of that with all that garbage and why everything is failing, basically. So the series.
This is why I think my gender swap Brokeback Mountain has never been more ready for screens.
I know. I would love to see that happen. The series failed to best Hawkeye, which premiered at 853 million minutes. However, it had 2-episode premiere with both episodes combined clocking in at 103 minutes in length. Using the same formula as above, it comes to 8.28 million viewers. Again, this is assuming that each person watched the entirety of both episodes, but apparently not, because if you look at the TOTS rating, which is tune out time, it didn't do so hot. So again, this is assuming that everybody watched the entirety. Given the 2-episode premiere, it would have had more people tune in for the first episode and forego the second episode. Loki also has bested Secret Invasion with 731 million viewed minutes when it premiered in June 2021. Falcon and the Winter Soldier also defeated it with 495 million viewed minutes. In March 2021, both those series also had single episode premieres. I can't talk today, but I'm trying.
You gotta
However,
do better, Senator.
I know. Yeah. God, jeez.
That's another fucking
I
cringe
hated
line.
it.
Whoever
I
wrote that
know.
should be slapped.
And then when the police showed up, right, in the black neighborhood, like, is there a problem going on
Oh
here?
God, yeah, that whole subplot. Oh man,
jeez. Oh, that was so red.
Which one was that?
I think
in
it was
a
the third
fucking-
episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think I Googled that, by the way. Doesn't he disappear in Russia to lay low, Nick Fury?
I think so.
Yeah, according to my assistant, the one that you get from Amazon, there are 48,500 black people in the Russian Federation.
Oh.
So good lay low, good low laying rather.
Exactly right. However, it did bring more minutes than WandaVision, which posted 434 million minutes and which debuted in 2021 in January, which also had a 2-episode premiere with both episodes combining a total of 101 minutes, which means the viewership would be around 4.29 million viewed minutes. So these numbers could bode ill for the upcoming The Marvels film, given that Samuel L. Jackson's Nick Fury is the main character of the series, and he appears to play a significant supporting role in the upcoming Marvels film. On top of Secret Invasion performing poorly, one of the Marvels' main characters, Miss Marvel, is also the worst performing Marvel Studios series on Disney Plus. Really? I didn't know that.
Wow, bad characters perform poorly since when?
Oh man,
Well,
I see
look
a
at
downward
X-Men.
trend here. There's a
That was
nice
another-
downward
No,
slope
people-
trend.
I think so.
People I trust say that Miss Marvel was actually the least terrible of all the shows. They didn't call it good, but of all people, as is like, I didn't find this shit that much of a problem. I was able to watch it more easily than anything else. Like his two highest rated MCU shows are Hawkeye and that.
Did you
Exactly.
get to the part where they announced that she was a mutant and then they played the X-Men music?
I know. God.
Yeah, you're a
And-
mutant. They're like,
Oh.
no, 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 no. No.
And Disney Sheepherder, hail to you.
Hey,
for just showing
Disney
up. And you know
Sheepherder.
what?
What's up, Disney?
Hey there.
I,
How's it
and I just
going?
want to mention to everybody over there that I'm also simultaneously broadcasting on Rumble. So if you want to go check it out, also on Rumble and on both channels, maybe hit the like button and spread the news around that. I'm also on Rumble as well for all your viewing pleasures. Go ahead and do that. The Titan says that Disney, the destroyer of franchises, doesn't care about the character or the lore. They just grab the character's name, maybe the costume, and fill the intersectional superhero of the day. Yeah. Respect the creator. Exactly, dude. And we're going to be getting into that very soon as well. So, yeah, if I heard one more word about what was it in Miss Marvel about the segregation thing, the partition. Always talking about the partition, about
then they
going
did a
to Afghanistan, and then
They did a whole flashback episode about it. That was the most unnecessary flashback. We had to see the whole love story with her grandmother and stuff. Like, oh my god!
I know this filler of a series had the most filler flashbacks that I've ever seen, and God, nonstop talking about partition.
And she was in like a quadruple love triangle. She had like a guy in every state that was like madly in love with her. Everywhere she went.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
Oh God, I couldn't stand it. It just drove me nuts. It's like, when is this show gonna end? I know I'm like, I wouldn't even say rage watching it, but I just watch it just to see how it would play out. And
the part that I love too is the damage control. They're like, we're gonna use non-lethal bullets. Then they show up to the scene and just start unloading regular guns and bullets at these kids. Like,
I know.
What? Where would you? Why even have her say the line? If you like,
because reasons.
So,
yeah. So, what does everybody there in the chat make of the Secret Invasion thing in
terms
the future
of
the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
What you just mentioned, I think the better thing for them to say would have been something along the lines of, "We're not doing that. We don't listen to stupid little children."
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And that's pretty much how
another good question would be. Another good question would be: do you think anything will happen before this show ends?
Okay, well, seeing how, from what I've heard, the last episode is tomorrow or Thursday, I forget which, and I really don't care. They're
yelling next big thing doesn't count, right? I mean, does anything happen that we needed to see this show?
I don't know. I'm thinking that maybe they're gonna just stop him with some sort of special bullets with some sort of biological agent just to stop him, maybe. Thereby preventing a nuclear holocaust happening on Russian soil. I don't know.
Yeah, because I think in the first Avengers they were building like guns and stuff to fight the superpowered people. So maybe they had something like that hidden away. like they didn't get rid of all of them, you know, some weapon to take down the empowered people. But
Yeah, I don't know. It's just one big schlub fest of a boring season, you know, in series. I can't. I don't really care.
Kobe Smothers was smart to get out of there.
Yeah, for sure.
That's another one. That's another one where we've been hearing stuff doesn't happen in sequence to what we see. Like we get the setup after the payoff a couple of times.
Exactly. And according to the Titan, yeah, exactly. There's no secret. It sucks.
So I really haven't missed anything by not watching any of these shows.
No, not really.
Because I gave up on WandaVision, I gave up on Loki. What was it? The Hawkeye TV show was.
Oh, you missed Kingpin getting defeated by Kate Bishop. And
I saw that. I saw that.
Okay.
What a. After Hawkeye, I kind of stopped watching them. I haven't seen She-Hulk. I haven't seen what was the other one? Miss Marvel, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I skipped all those.
So
I mean, after seeing what
Falcon
they were
and the
doing,
Winter Soldier was so bad that I would say it's only worth watching because it's so revelatory of how they think they're smarter than they are.
Yeah, I'm usually kind of behind on most things. And thankfully, I don't watch most of this modern absolute trash that I know is trash just by looking at the trailers. But I finally saw John Wick 4 and Mario Brothers. I loved it.
Yeah,
cool.
I liked John Wick 4. That was a lot of fun.
I have not seen it yet. I'm going to have to see it.
Yeah, you're really not missing much. So
I figured as much. I mean, my time is valuable. I don't want to waste it on TV shows or bad entertainment that I know is going to be bad. I might as well watch something I will enjoy or pick up a good book and start reading. And no, just like, why waste time on bad TV shows?
Fishing, ice fishing is a better hobby, honestly.
Playing board games. I mean,
golf, do anything.
Golf,
exactly.
Yes.
Literally anything.
No, you're really not missing anything. So I mean,
aside from those of us who are hate reviewing, I mean, I can understand that. I mean,
no one sets out down that path, but I would say this: it's really starting to look like now, after all this watching of these different shows, and Star Trek does it a different way. But at least the Disney model would seem to be: watch the coming attractions, watch episode 1, ignore everything, watch the final episode.
Yeah, there's one show I know for sure I'm gonna go in hating, and they've already established by their first season that they've shown me their true colors, and it's the Rings of Power. I
can't wait for season 2.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get destroyed. I can't wait.
Oh, yes. And hey, Pops.
There it is. Hey, Pops.
Nice to see you, bud. Yeah, I watch it so you don't have to.
Hello.
Exactly.
Yep.
And that's pretty much what we say here. Yeah.
That's what we're doing with Strange New Worlds.
Yeah.
That's right.
I mean,
our pain is for your satisfaction. And we go through the pain.
You know, when I built when I did the Lego build where I kind of hung out and watched Lego Steve build the Back to the Future car, less a few pieces. Carla Burton was on there too, and I was talking to her a little afterwards, and she was just like, she loved when Appian got passionate about bacon Spock.
Oh,
because Appian is actually in a weird way closer to it than us, because he just went through a TOS rewatch, and he's going through a TOS first watch, and he's going through a TNG first watch. So like he holds these people in like a higher regard than we have, because he hasn't seen too much of what they've done. So as the episode begins, we're counting executive producers. We're laughing because it has more than, like, just too many this time. It's like 23. And then, like, as we're laughing, all of a sudden, Appian goes on and goes, Jonathan Frakes directed this? What the fuck? How is he involved with this? And I was like, oh, I've got some bad news about that.
Yeah, the Lower Decks crossover. That was not very good.
And Pops,
used
you know what?
Near Stargate.
While Pops is here, I do have to ask him if he still wants to do that read of what was it? That Whoopi Goldberg comic that's coming out soon. What was it called? The Power or
that one.
Yeah, you know which one I'm talking about?
Yes.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
should be a winner. It should fly off the shelves.
Because
Can I please
Pops,
voice
I am
I
still
voice the
in
villain
on
as
that.
old Picard?
No, yeah, probably, maybe, I don't know. So,
I will take your hopes.
the Titan asked, how much did Admiral enjoy Star Trek, the musical episode?
We haven't. It hasn't happened yet.
We
Hasn't
watched
happened yet. I think
little
that's
trailer. The promo's out for it. So if you want to see them dance
yeah.
around for a minute, you have that option on YouTube.
It does. Even what they had for their trailer, and
Yeah.
this might just be the editing, but I'm prepared to say it's very likely that it won't be good. This might just be their trailer, but it wasn't very good. The dancing wasn't very well performed. The best dancers seemed to be possibly Melissa Navia. Connie seems lost, and Pike seemed what he was doing. Seemed to know what he was doing, and Mabanga seemed to know what he was doing.
Yeah,
I
so that's
I want
right.
to hear Mabanga sing.
change.
That's what I'm excited for. Whispering, singing.
What is he going to sing? Like some World War II German song? I mean, he is so fucking evil.
He has a raspy, whispery voice. How is that going to work? But okay.
So yeah,
I'll probably just have him
Pops,
jump around.
It's like Heavens for Little Girls, Master of the House. I mean, what could this guy sing? He's a total villain.
Yeah, so the change, so that's coming in November. Yeah, then let's totally do that because.
And by the way, I just want to say, we have never paid off the Gorn attack ship we saw breaking off in the tactical display in episode 1. This week, the episode is about Klingons, and it looks like they're going for a comedic tone. What a shock. Which means this one will probably happen in the now, because we haven't been in now for a while. Most of the time, we're in a dream and a hallucination inside of a trip, with time travel sometimes.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. Pop Culture Republic. Yeah, it'll be a great comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No sarcasm at all.
There's no. There's nothing more I want to read than Whoopi Goldberg as a superhero complaining about menopause. So
I know.
This is why
I will be counting down the days.
This is why I keep saying, let's start the crowdfunding right now. What do you think of this? Whoopi Goldberg's Watergate with her as Nixon.
Oh, there we go. Pop says, Comic Relief Crusader. Let me know when you can record so we can find another book for a comic book talk. Read through a DC Pride book. Oh my God. Yes, yes, let's do that. I totally want to have fun about that, especially with
the Marvel one.
Superboy?
Really bad too.
Yeah, Superboy or Damian Robin or something like that. Because apparently they're both bi. Because why not? And I could
by the by, they're bi.
So yeah, Obama biopics with Tom Hanks as the lead. Oh Lord. Oh yeah, I can see that happening.
That's a good one.
It is a good one. So
the title:
seeing how
the two Kenyans in the White House.
The Godfather.
Funded.
I kind of messed it up because I meant to hint that both were dudes.
Funded by a Kenyan prince. So. Oh God. Too soon? No, it's never too soon. So Black Panther reboot with Jada Channing as T'Challa. Yes, I would watch that. So
and he has to talk with the accent too. I want him to have like the accent and everything.
My God, yes, I have the accent.
I mean,
so
I just want to know what movie can we bring Nick Cage into, because anything he does will be thoroughly entertaining and off the wall.
We could
just do another national treasure.
We could do him as the next Nick Fury. So. Nick Cage is Nick Fury.
Yeah, don't hand him a script. Just tell him, here it is. Do whatever you want. Here's an eye patch.
That's right. Yep. Dust Wolfman, I have to run. Had to prep for my stream in an hour. Have a good day, Patton Channel. Yeah. So Dust Wolfman, awesome dude. Thank you for
Take
dropping
it
by. I
easy.
really appreciate it. So
Yep.
please hit the like button and spread the link around. So whether on Rumble or here on YouTube, really appreciate you, bud. So seeing how we've hit the 1 hour mark, you know what that means. It's fun commercial time
Uh-oh.
by
Here we
Omega
go.
Mart. Omega Mart for all your fun and
Let's see what
necessary
they have on
needs.
offer for us today.
Oh, here we go.
Exactly.
Everybody brace for it.
Oops. Wait a minute. I just
Caribbean Fiesta font tastes great for the weekend. Dab the sauce on top of that thing or the other one. The flavor is there. It's the spice that makes you feel good. It will remind you of the time that you have. Caribbean Fiesta font. It's yes.
It's yes.
That's right. It's yes. Caribbean
What?
Fiesta font. Caribbean Fiesta font. It's yes.
This time Omega Mart went for outright weird.
That's right. They did. As
Yeah.
opposed
Sometimes
to the
it's vaguely
other
satanic.
That's right.
As opposed
Sometimes
to
it,
the regular weird they normally are, they went
Yes,
to left field weird.
Yeah.
that's
I was
right.
they'll show you a
expecting the weird
nuclear
alien meat.
explosion. They'll show you like a nuclear explosion and sell you shovels and lead.
because it's yes. So, but this is all leading
Which
up
is
to
more
something.
than we can say for Oppenheimer. I hear the explosion doesn't make the movie. No
Oh,
cum
yeah,
shot.
that's true. Yeah. So that being said, because all of this is obviously leading to something, and I'm sure that pops, and pretty much the rest of the chat will appreciate this. As for ratings, as we're talking about ratings and whatnot, executive producer Josie Campbell reveals Lois Lane race swapped to Korean in My Adventures with Superman.
Why?
So
Why
Because-
indeed?
Why not just make a
because
Korean
Marvel did it.
character and have
Wait,
introduce her?
I thought that Asians were considered just more white people, so isn't that super diffy?
Damn, they couldn't just write a new Korean character. Like, it's that simple.
No,
But
because
I'm just thinking.
take
I'm
one.
just thinking about what.
oh,
It's bringing back PTSD of my life with an inquisitive Korean woman.
yeah, exactly. Because why not, right? If Marvel can do it, so can we.
He's
So-
Superman. Perhaps he could survive the marriage that I couldn't.
Like, she in no way resembles Lois Lane in any way, shape, or form.
No,
No.
not really. So, executive producer.
She's still
Josie-
female. Be happy for that.
Uh-oh.
Well, yeah, you got that going. So, revealed that Lois Lane was race swapped to Korean in DC's new anime-inspired rom-com, My Adventures with Superman.
Man.
Yeah. So, because if it's good for Marvel, hey, it's good for DC as well. So,
She
created.
doesn't look
here we go.
particularly Asian or anything. It's just. What are these from the show? They don't look particularly ethnic in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
Like
this
we're
is
supposed to
directly-
believe this woman's Asian based on what they're saying, but as I
Yes.
look at her, I mean, like, this is a secret that they made up later to promote their show because they forgot to do their woke thing for their TEI points. I mean, this doesn't add up with what I'm seeing.
I'm guessing. Created by Miss Marvel Volume 3 artist Jake Wyatt and co-produced by Netflix's She-Ra and the Princess of Power, writer Josie Campbell and storyboard artist Brendan Collier. The Studio Mirror animated series follows the early days of Clark Kent's life in Metropolis. I almost said Minneapolis, but what's the difference at this
It's
point?
Metropolis.
Yeah, Metropolis, as he attempts to balance his secret identity with his developing career as an investigative reporter alongside Lois Lane and Jimmy Olsen.
This
And
picture
of course-
covers it perfectly. That's my
That's
reaction to this.
And as you can see
parking this
here,
picture.
Jimmy Olsen is also race swapped
Of course.
and not a redhead. So yet again,
He's-
hashtag.
yeah, he's back to James.
I'm
Olsen
glad.
from
Hang on,
Supergirl.
don't
Exactly.
leave that picture there for a second. Like,
Yep.
how would we know? Now, Superman's still white, and that's Clark Kent, right?
Yep.
Look at Clark Kent and look at Lois Lane, and there's any difference? They're literally, to borrow a phrase, painted with the same brush.
Yeah, he looks like a Superman
Yeah.
character, and then they look like some Pokemon trainers or something. I don't know.
You know,
I'm just
when
saying,
I
They're
the
in the
way
wrong anime.
that is true, but here's the other thing: she's the same skin tone as him, and they're throwing at us that she's race swapped. It's like,
I know.
Yeah.
Right? So
if she's so race swapped, why'd you have to tell me? Like, the best jokes are the ones you have to explain, right?
well, then there's
Aquafina can outplay
also
Lois making Jiffy Pop. So
someone showed a little bit in their video of this, and
Yep.
they did like a 100% apparently like a Sailor Moon ripoff where he magically
That's
transforms into Superman.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I
what in the
know.
fresh hell is this?
Exactly. It's Sailor Moon Superman. So Jedi Master Raven. Yeah, so her dad is General
Supermoon.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Shots fired, but I like it. So yeah. Yeah.
Make it so.
Yes, apparently he is. Yeah, I'm going with that. I'm going with
They
that. We'll find out different.
They can't make the eyes because it's racist. So yeah, I can agree with that. That's probably why they didn't do it that way. The Titan, yeah, writing new characters requires creativity.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're lacking that. So
Oh, here we go.
makes sense.
From Jedi Master Raven. My Korean wife has the same skin color as mine. So yeah,
Are you both Korean?
maybe. But yeah, now and hashtag no justice for redhead, I guess, because yeah, turning
what is up
Jimmy
with
Olsen
this?
black.
Getting rid of all the redheads. It's so annoying.
It's
like,
ginger.
It
stuff.
is.
Yeah.
Ginger side. Yeah.
Seriously, no hate here, but like we're like restirring and remixing a recipe that's kind of worked for a long time, and it's just like, my only thing here would be to what end, you know?
Yeah. So yeah, there you go. There's what it's going to be looking like. So making her first debut in the 1938 Action Comics #1, the Pulitzer Prize winning reporter for Metropolis Daily Planet was based off of actress Glenda Farrell's portrayal of the fictional journalist Torchy Blaine and modeled after Superman co-creator Jerry Siegel's wife, Joanne. Actually, I did not know that. Throughout her over 8-decade tenure at in the DC universe, Lois Lane has generally been depicted as a Caucasian woman. Well, we all know that, right? So
And I'm going to just say right now, they're not giving us enough to go on until this press release for us to know any different from the way she was depicted in the pictures we saw.
yeah, exactly. And you got it, Pops. Yeah, Ginger Lives Matter. That's right. And and you're Irish. Well, see, there you go. Yeah, there's no real difference between the skin tone color whatsoever, right? But it's
right. I'm not trying to make any implication. All I'm going to say here is directly, we had to be told that this character is race swapped. It wasn't obvious from looking at the picture. Does she? Maybe a little.
Here, she looks slightly darker, but
this one is much different from the one we saw before.
It's like, why did I need to be told this? I would have just been happy in my obliviousness of not knowing this because
I still
look like a white woman. I'm sorry.
I still might not have known it. I'm going to say that. If you look at the bottom of her neck, where she's not in shadow,
yeah,
I don't know. Just I would not have known this if you not told me.
Yeah,
that part, yes.
So similar to other classic DC characters like Jimmy Olsen, the latest anime-inspired iteration of Superman has race swapped the iconic Caucasian reporter to Korean, which is the same race as Lois Lane's South Korean voice actress Alice Lee. So they're pulling a Velma. They're pulling a Velma here because
that worked well.
Exactly, because that worked so fabulously well.
The character has to look like the actor. Like, why? It's called you're becoming another person. Don't you know what acting is?
Smallville did pretty good with Lois Lane, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So
Josie Campbell confirmed the race swap as part of her My Avengers with Superman behind the scenes Twitter thread, where she revealed Lois Lane's black tie gala outfit worn in the 4th episode Let's go to Evo Tower, you say. Was inspired by a traditional Korean hanbok. I have the faintest idea what that is,
See,
but
this
I'm
is probably when I
sure
would have
that
figured out that there was
Master
something
Raven
going
will tell
on.
me. Yeah. Yeah, and Jedi Master Raven says, I'm just saying, how are people gonna know she's Korean until they show her heritage? Yeah, precisely, right? Gwen Stacy was based on Stan Lee's wife Joan. Yeah, exactly. She was.
Yep.
So, and hello, Rocco the Brave.
Hey,
Nice to see you
Rocco.
here, dude. Yep,
Yeah,
not
Rocco the Brave.
Superman. So Campbell tweeted, also shout out to Du Hong and Intindra for Lois's hanbok inspired gala outfit.
Oh,
We
here
wanted
go.
to reflect our
Yep.
Lois
Yep. Mhm.
Yep,
our
here we
Lois's
go. Right
Korean
there.
heritage, and the design department made a showstopper of a fit. Yep,
Of course
there
you
you
would wear
go.
something like that. Yep.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
How about that?
because we can't have the classic Lois Lane ordinary white woman. We have to race swap that as well. See, this is
Because
what I'm
she's
talking
Korean,
about.
she has to lean fully into her Koreanness. Like, really?
Yeah,
That's
just
all that
created.
defines her as a character is her. Oh my God.
I also
Yeah.
think that as art, it's not good enough for them to get it across just by having the character be there. They had to put her in the costume too.
Exactly.
In the second picture, there were parts, and it was in shadow, and different parts of her. That was maybe the best piece of art we've seen from this too. That one cell from the second picture, but
Yeah.
from the first picture, you couldn't tell. And in this picture, if we just had a headshot, we still wouldn't be able to tell.
Yep.
It's the outfit.
No, exactly.
I do not think they're good enough artists to get it across. They have to be
No.
unsubtle. That's just my take.
Yeah.
No, you can't really
Rock
do
of
it
the
with
Brave.
that
I'm two
style of art.
episodes in. I'm 2 episodes in. I didn't know she was Korean. No, neither did I.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. What do they say? They reveal it in episode 3 or 4 with this outfit, and I said, I feel like this is when it was dawned on me that it might be going on.
Yep.
I mean, at the end of the day, in a well-told story, you don't announce it in a magazine article where you say outright, "This is what you didn't get."
Yeah. So in a retreat to Campbell, the artist behind the gala hanbok design, James Bach, aka Intindra, elaborated on her artistic process with the assistance of sketches dating as far back as 2021, confirming Jake Wyatt's, Josie Campbell, and Brenton Colger planned Lois Lane's Korean race swap during the early stages of My Adventures with Superman's production. Here's the tweet. I wanted to back, can't even read today. I wanted some time to think about what to say about this outfit in particular. I remember feeling strongly about wanting to inject some aspect of her Korean heritage without disrupting her characteristic as a spunky and resourceful intern/reporter. Yeah.
Why are you focusing so much on this? Like what she's wearing to the thing? Just have her dressed
Could
and
it-
write some better stuff. Why is this a
Could it
point
be?
of focus?
Exactly,
Could it be
right?
because they're angry or hung up on the fact she has an early 20th century German American name?
Yeah. How does that play? Right? Oh, I was adopted or something like that, right? It doesn't make any sense.
I want to hear that story more than I want to hear some of the other stuff associated with this so far.
Yep. Jay's Crusader, executive thinking. Yep. Pops. Should we be worried about crypto's future now that Lois is Korean? Sorry, that's Cat. He'll be okay.
So she takes her payment in brick currency.
That's right. Yeah. Rocco says, I'll finish it, but it's garbage. Like, he's full on Superman as a kid. I know it's a certain take on it, but Superman doesn't fit in anime style, or at least in this rendition. Interesting. So
I kind of like the question about the dog because the first thing I want to just come up with is say, "Oh, don't worry, he's just gonna have a bunch of bling that he's gonna fling around. And he's gonna be a black lab, and no big deal."
yeah. Pennywise grandson.
I
is
just
with me,
appreciate the
Tito.
validation here that it's not very well rendered or drawn.
What show is this,
Right.
and
And,
where to watch? Oh, this is My Adventures with Superman.
I'm
Penny.
pretty sure it's on Max. Yeah.
it's the same low
Yeah.
quality studio that people seem to have been using because they're all the freaking same lately.
Like
I don't know what it is. Animation is
And by
like
the-
devolving.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
is. I mean, it goes back
by
to
the
that.
way,
What is it? Cal art style of animation.
And we just heard about the thought process behind this. Lois Lane's race swap happens like it's sort of rolled out. First, they thought this character, he was inaccessible. You wouldn't think twice that she's still the same as, whatever the traits that say Margot Kidder had. Is that the right name? Or whoever played Lois Lane in the past. This is a typical Lois Lane. And now the show's been on a couple episodes, right?
Yep.
And they're like, a while back, we've been thinking about this idea that we'd throw at you because we pretty much knew our show would be tanked out by now. So here's this thing you didn't know. She's got the outfit on, see?
Exactly.
We're
So
clever.
she keeps on pushing it because I do like character designs. That's just one thing that I'm really interested in when it comes to animation and stuff like that. But she keeps on pushing. So why not push the idea she would wear a hanbok to a gala date night? I want to thank a bunch of people for helping spin my hay into gold with Lois's gala design. Brendan and a bunch of other people for letting me go to it. So essentially, you have another voice actor that essentially, well, you need to push my race because this is what I am, and if you don't, you're misrepresenting me. Well, then fine, then hire somebody that's, well, if they're gonna go that route, then you might as well say, okay, well, then we're gonna keep the character originally the way she was, and we'll just hire a white voice actress.
But she's wearing what appears to simply be pants and an indeterminate jacket that looks almost Star Trek, and some sort of sash that's just kind of there. And I mean, I guess if this looks like anything specific, you tell me. But like the sample before it, but she's just kind of yoga pants sports bra version of the same character. Not a huge difference in the look, but she's wearing like space yoga pants and a space jersey.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point of this is you're a voice actress. Nobody's going to see you. You're just a voice in a cartoon.
Now, from
unless you're a stunt cast.
Oh no, go ahead, Republic.
Okay. So what you were saying earlier, it sounds like this is a self-insert by the voice actress. Did I follow that right?
Yep.
So
basically,
we have to change the character to fit the voice actress.
That's right. The same thing that happened with Mindy Kaling in Velma. You have to make her East Indian now because that's what I am.
What was the year that Lois Lane originated? When did she first start? Because I just want to know how many.
1938, if I remember right.
They're changing almost like 100-year-old thing. That's what I'm my point.
Yeah, right.
1938.
That's ridiculous, man.
This race and gender swapping is getting tedious. I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
Why can't we just have the character as depicted in a comic book? Well, it doesn't even have to be a comic book. Novels, comic books, any kind of source material. If the character's one way in a book, make them that way in a live action adaptation. If you're going to go that route,
exactly.
If you have to change, use your own creativity and come up with something original and make out your own property and put out there. But no, we have to change everything.
Couldn't be more right. Yep. You're right. You're right about how uncreative it is. I was going to say it's predictable, but then I thought about it for a minute. I'm like, oh, actually, wait. You can find out 3 or 4 episodes in that some stuff happened you didn't know about getting into this stuff.
That's right. Yeah. But like Rocco also said,
this was rolled out this week.
The voice actress, remember, is also the producer.
Why am I not surprised?
So, if you're going to have a bit of control, you might as well take full control.
It is exactly like Velma all over again.
She can have a voice acting credit on her resume and a producer credit on her resume. And she has a self-insert.
Yeah, if you need to swap out a character to self-insert yourself, you should just be blacklisted then and there because it's like, just do the damn character. If you want your own character to be like you and after you, go make your own damn thing.
Yeah, that's like showing
Exactly.
up to an
Yeah.
audition
Exactly.
and I'm like, yeah, I'm here for the role, but I can't act like the character you want. I can act as me only. So write the character for that, please.
Oh,
There's a,
Exactly.
there's a moment like
Next.
that in the
Character like
King's
me.
speech. There's a moment like that in the King's speech where he's trying out for roles for like a much younger actor, and they're like, "Why are you here?" And he's like, "Oh, well, I think I could play a really good, Macbeth." And they're like, "But you're 70."
Yeah.
We'll make it
You're
work.
ageist.
Rewrite Macbeth's character, make
Yeah.
him 70.
And
He's
Hale
like, "Yeah, but
Burton just
I'm a
bumped in.
great Macbeth. I've had 40 years of play."
Hey, Carla Burton. Hello.
How's it going?
Hey, Carla.
Hi, Carla Burton.
And the
So
Titan
true,
says, yeah,
Titan.
it's because these losers can't create new characters. All they can do is take existing ones and subvert them. Yeah, precisely.
Yeah.
So,
Like, can't even make their own anything. Like, first, they have to have somebody else's established entire properties and then the characters. So they have the world and the characters, but they're like, let's just swap things because that's all we can really do. We can't even come up with anything. It's kind of like when I was on with Teague and I think Appion, and we were noting they are so out of ideas, they don't have any idea what they're doing to the
No,
point that
because
they're
creativity is
blatantly
dead.
ripping
Yeah.
off other shows.
yep.
No, this is
So
why somebody like
we've seen
Eric.
we've seen a few new lows on this show. Apparently, though, the Disney shows are still just a hair worse.
Yeah.
No, this is why
Go ahead,
somebody like
Republic.
Eric July gets attacked rabidly because he came up with his own property, his own ideas, his own characters. He put out the work, the originality, the work to create his own product, and he has raked in the money.
Yep.
He is raking in the money hand over fist. And
He's showing the receipts too, right? He's posting the actual proof.
You know what
yeah.
I really hate about the Eric July situation? I haven't seen his comics and stuff. To my understanding, is really, really good stuff. But I've noticed that in a massive majority, the people just outright blatantly attacking him are the same people that claim they hate ists and phobes. And here you go. You have a successful guy that happens to be black, which it doesn't matter at all. He's just a dude making good stuff. But of course, the racism from the people that claim to hate racism is insane, man. Holy cow.
It's hypocrisy.
Yep.
And he was
But you know what? He appoints himself really well
because of that.
But for like a guy who's like a pretty intellectual, smart guy, he comes back at you.
Okay. So all of this is pretty much leading up to. Oh, I thought we just lost you for a second. So all of this is basically leading all up to this kind of news. Longtime DC animated universe creator, Butch Lukic shares the advice he would give to James Gunn for the DCU. Don't screw with the characters.
I mean, is that so hard to ask? Leave the
No,
beloved
it's
characters
not.
alone. Leave the characters that we love alone, damn it.
Exactly, right? It's a simple formula.
Yeah.
So Butch Lukic, who has worked with the DC animated universe in a number of roles, from a storyboard artist on Batman the Animated Series, awesome series, to the producer for the upcoming Justice League War World film, shared the advice he would give to James Gunn for his upcoming DC universe. Gee, I wonder what it could be. Speaking with Screen Rant, because I can't play this exactly because I'll get dinged. Speaking with Screen Rant's Joe Dickelmeyer at the San Diego Comic-Con that just happened like last week, Lukic was asked, speaking with James Gunn of the James Gunn universe, you guys have had such a dynamic, and you guys tell stories in animation beautifully. What can James Gunn's DC universe kind of learn from what you guys have done in the animation side? Well, Lukic responded, well, for us, it's always been because we grew up fans. We also wanted to be comic book artists and writers. In our heads, we know the characters, and what's always stuck there is doing the real version of what you grew up with and stick with that. Don't vary from that ever. There's no point. There's no reason.
Oh yeah.
You want to vary characters or anything else, create a new character. Do that.
Oh,
But exactly. But for the majority of the DC characters that have been staples of the company for years, stick with what they always were. Don't fuck with them. Don't screw with them.
Damn.
Simple as that.
If he stands
See?
behind those words, I really like that person. And well said.
Yes. He's the one person that has made all this success with the animated movies. It's a simple formula. Don't screw with it.
Yeah. If it
Yeah.
ain't broke, don't fix it.
Exactly, right? So the Titan says, yep, true. Hail to the Ripperverse, Compass Comics, and Stuntman Comics. Yep. And soon to be Drop Off Comics, which I'm working on something right now, too. So
Cool.
Nice.
hint, hint.
Hint.
Yeah, but no, it's a simple formula. You just don't screw with anything. Don't race swap. Don't gender swap. Don't turn their fundamental beliefs into something that they're not. It's an extremely simple formula. It's worked for, look at it this way. It's worked for 80 years, almost 100 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like
It's pretty
everybody
time
said,
tested.
if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Precisely that.
By the
Right.
way, I'm sorry I dropped out there. There was some kind of weird storm must be blowing in off the ocean on the South Shore. Sorry about that.
I really like
all
that
good.
statement by that guy though. That is exactly from, like, I felt like it came right from my mind onto the page.
Make
Exactly.
him the CEO now.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, exactly.
God.
Right. So,
Yes.
you think that one person, just one person, just shares a little bit of advice from what thousands upon thousands of fans have been saying for years. Just don't screw with them. It's as simple as that. So Jim Craig, one of the producers on Justice League War World, who also wrote the Justice League versus the Fatal Five animated adaptation, also answered, what we're trying to do with these adaptations is give you the thing that you remember. See, simple as that. He continued, and it isn't always beat for beat because these stories are often told over a long period of time, and there are threads that never get tied up and things you don't remember, and maybe it wasn't as clear, but we try to take them and say, what did we remember when you think of this arc? And what we try and put that together in a way and tries to tell a story that makes you remember. It's as simple as that, right?
Yep.
So yeah. Interestingly, Luke Hick's advice is very similar to comments shared by a longtime DC comic writer Chuck Dixon. Speaking with Bounding into Comics, Dixon explained why he believes the time of superheroes being dominant at the box office is at an end. Well, this is really interesting because, Chuck Dixon, well, I mean, damn, he knows his comics, right?
Yep.
He said a number of factors have contributed to the drop in interest for comic books based on content oversaturation, inconsistent quality, and Hollywood's restricted access to the Chinese market. Both Disney and Warner's are to blame as well. Marvel fans had to put up with a steady assault of woke content, an overbearing amount of comedy included in the material, a general decline in the quality of effects, and, most damaging, a deliberate departure from the source material at every opportunity, he declared. Yep.
Yes.
100% correct.
That's it.
I would just say that they didn't even need an opportunity, just every moment that it existed.
Yep.
They also need the bad guys to win sometimes, including doing more villain things. Like the animated ones are better for Suicide Squad. Things like that, where it's not just about the heroes and the heroes don't always win. Sometimes you need some like B-rated good guy that just bite the dust from the bad guys.
Yeah. Lord Hando, I hope they make Superman black. Just to hear the nerds cry.
J.J. Abrams is like trying to give you your wish. People are kind of paying him not to go any further with it. It's been stuck in script stage for a while, and I think it was supposed to be in theaters like a year after Rise of Skywalker. So, every day you can be a little bit closer to your dream, and we should all be so lucky.
Yeah, because I was heard that was one of the pitches like years ago by J.J. Abrams. I mean, if they make Superman black, as far as I know, well, first of all, they already picked out the Superman for James Gunn's movie. If they do make a black Superman, then according to James Gunn, that would be like an Elseworlds movie. So, every comic fan is familiar with Elseworlds. So I don't think you would really be hearing nerds crying, because it would be plain and simple that this is an Elseworlds movie and not the new James Gunn MCU movie. So, if they do, they do.
That's what the J.J. Abrams thing. I don't think that's what the J.J. Abrams thing is. I think it's completely unrelated, but under the same corporate umbrella. That's the only thing they have in common. And we know the way these guys do it. Like, it's just going to be a way to somehow transfer his powers to, like, say, Lois Lane and have like super Lois.
Yeah.
They did that in a movie I just watched. I think it was All Star Superman. He like made a serum that gave her powers for 24 hours.
I could have sworn they did that in the animation too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In 24 hours I can handle.
Yeah. I mean,
if Superman's alive at the
Lex Luthor.
If Superman's alive at the end, if we get to the end of the story, because we've seen Superman lose his powers in the movie, as no one like Appion can tell you because you just watched the Superman movies. But we see Superman with no powers in the movie dealing with being an ordinary dude.
And he gets his ass kicked in a diner.
He mentioned
wrecked.
Somebody else mentioned that Lex Luthor took the temporary one as well, which is really interesting because when you saw that, he actually kind of gave up being bad because he ended up seeing everything Superman was able to see.
Exactly.
At the end of and here's the thing: at the end of the day, it wasn't a massive reordering. By the end of the movie, he was Superman again, and everything was pretty much the way we needed it to be to keep going forward.
Yeah, exactly. But Lord,
we didn't kneecap the future. Sorry, didn't mean so.
No. But Lord Hando, welcome to the chat anyway. So where we respect your opinion, and we're not going to dunk on you for it. So, but I mean, he's right. Twisting everything around does not do anybody any favors, and like what we've seen before, for example, with Secret Invasion and with all the other MCU titles that they release on Disney Plus, the ratings are dismal because you change everything around, or you change a few things around that aren't specific to the character as how they were written. It bombs. It's as simple as that, right? So, but he went on to specifically call out.
Also, highly boring too, right?
Oh God, yeah.
Right.
So Chuck Dixon goes on to say, DC screwed the pooch by constantly rebooting their franchises with new auteurs and casts. In addition, they diluted their brand with multiple different and conflicting continuities spread across TV and features. Which Batman is real? Who is the authorized Superman? And they damned themselves with this latest Flash flick by leaning into all the multiverse nonsense in order to cram as many cameos into this failed project as possible.
Like the Nicolas Cage was so unnecessary. A Superman that never existed for like 30
seconds. God. I know, right? Jeez.
Member berries. Remember that? Remember when that was a thing?
Well, Superman. Yeah, exactly. Like for example, for example, in the CW Flash, they did, what was it, the whole Crisis on Infinite Earths kind of thing, and then they basically got rid of all the other shows previously, right? And so they basically got rid of them all. I believe they said and except for two, which would be the CW basically verse, the Arrowverse as they call it.
If I remember this.
And the Snyderverse.
If I remember this right, the heavy lifting in that. Sorry, I mean, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Maybe we're buffering a little. If I remember correctly, the linchpin in that was the Batwoman Supergirl crossover, where we do most of the culling of the other people.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
those are 2 batshit hours of fucking television.
It so was
Pretty much. Yeah.
Kevin Conroy in live action. Rest in
All
peace.
this, all this talking about Kevin Conroy is going to finally get the live action Batman. He shows up.
Yeah.
He's fucking batshit. He should have been called batshit. He was that crazy. He shows up. He screams a Batman line that we all know is, "Life only makes sense when you force it." And then they just kind of. Do they off him, or does like his gear just blow up and take him out? It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's
That
been a
Batwoman
while.
fights him and then takes.
He shows up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Appion. Go ahead. What happens?
That's it. Yeah. Batwoman fights him and defeats him and claims his spot in the Justice League, basically.
Yeah. So Dixon,
so he couldn't just get blown up by his own equipment.
Pretty much. So Dixon and Lukic are not the only ones advising producers such as James Gunn to stick to the source material. Director Quentin Tarantino recently said Eon Productions should actually adapt Ian Fleming's James Bond novels instead of trying to put their own spin on the story. Well, you know what? Actually, for once, I agree with Tarantino. He told Dateline, I mean, they always start from scratch when it comes to somebody new. That's because saying somebody couldn't have been going through the stuff that happened in Thunderball, all right?
And other people have bought those Bond rights. There have been other Bond movies, but not by people other than the Broccoli Company.
Yeah. I mean, as deviant as Quentin Tarantino is at times, I kind of have to agree with him on that.
I think he'd be good for Bond. It would be a weird Bond movie, but he's not going to do like a bunch.
Yeah, no.
I couldn't see 3 in a row.
I actually have. He says, "I'll tell you. I actually have a thought process about this. What I think they should do, and I've been thinking they should do this for a long time, is so many of the books have these really classic names and really classic adventures, and for the most part, a lot of them, they never did a book or the book. They never did the stories." Tarantino replied. He then shared they took the plot line and maybe the Bond girl or maybe the villain, and they just went their own way. Tom McWick, I can't read that name, just goes his own way. He did the writing for a lot of them. I think they should not remake the movies, but actually just do the books, but do them the way they were written. And those would be all brand new. Yeah, you know what? I totally got to agree with him. 100%.
That's a really good point. That is,
I would like that.
Mm-hmm. That makes me think of what was it? The 184, 190 novels of Doc Savage.
Yeah,
if they ever adapted that, we have one Doc Savage movie from like the early 70s that I thought was quite entertaining myself. I don't know if anybody else has seen it, but it was cheesy, it was campy, but it was still fun to watch.
Exactly.
Now,
I agree.
You could go through each and every one of those books and adapt them, and you would have this massive franchise.
Yep. I would love
as long as you keep The Rock away from the property.
Yep. Yeah. James Crusader. Great fix, don't break it more. Exactly, dude. Exactly. Yeah, it's so what do you guys think of basically his advice? Just don't screw with him. Just
don't stray from source.
You can make a Bond. Well, the weird thing about the Bond books is I've read a few of them, and the movies we got, like the last half of the book, Goldfinger, or the last third of it, he's held hostage and types Goldfinger's manifesto and has no role really in the end of the story. So that was actually well rewritten. So I mean, stories and story expectations were different from a serialized novel that may not have originally been published as a whole book, as is the case with many of these Bond stories. So it's hard. It's hard to say what's your tone going in. Because we could go a few ways: lighthearted Bond, serious Bond, and now thanks to Daniel Craig, ugly dumb Bond, who's just really tough.
Yeah.
But Daniel Craig's Bond is just like he's really brutally tough, and like I can't see him knowing his way around an art museum. I can't see him knowing his way around like Shakespeare. It wasn't like the portrayals we'd seen before, and I think I'm glad I'm done with him.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with that. He's not Sean Connery.
No, true.
Here and there, a moment that was good, but not overall a good tenure. Maybe there's one solid movie. It's Casino Royale.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The Titan says Doc Savage would probably be great if done by an independent creator, not Hollywood.
Agreed.
Yeah, exactly. They would have to be a filmmaker and a 100% fan on Doc Savage. I would love to see that.
It just brings to mind yet another TV show based on a book series that I absolutely hated was Apple TV's take on Foundation. I don't know if anybody here has read the Foundation.
The commercials look okay.
Yeah, the commercials look okay, but they have very little to do with the books I've read so far. I mean, I'm halfway through.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, I'm halfway through the original trilogy. I finished the first book, halfway through the second book, and I mean, I got to admit that if they adapted the book straight, it would be kind of boring. But I would probably enjoy seeing a straight adaptation of it. But still, what they did to the source material and what is in the book, they're two completely different critters.
Oh, wow.
Too bad.
And on top of that, apparently, with DC, apparently Aquaman is going through a third set of reshoots due to issues with story clarity.
Oh my god!
Anybody even want that movie?
Wait, clarity?
Yeah,
story clarity or visual clarity?
No, story clarity.
Aquaman. Do they have to go back there and hit it again? It's like, even though I'll still hang out with you, Mira, we're only friends, and I don't really trust you. The only thing that's going to work now is making Amber Heard the villain.
So I heard right. It's Aquaman that's going through reshoots. Third time's a charm, is it?
Yeah,
I've heard a term for the movies we've gotten in the last few months. You ready? The flopbuster.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, Indiana Jones got that.
It's gonna flounder at the box office.
Yo, but I heard
that was
Oppenheimer's.
a joke that was waiting. Jeez.
I heard Oppenheimer's the bomb.
Yo.
No, I don't know about that. I heard Aquaman. Oh God,
Aquaheimer.
Aquaheimer. Yeah, Aquaheimer.
I still can't square.
So
I can't square up what happened in Aquaman 1 really well. It seems to be that he kind of genocides the crab people.
So he has a brother that's Ocean Master, and they fight, and then he gets his trident, and then he gets the big sea monster, and then he beats his brother, and then he becomes king. There's the movie.
Thank you, Rafi. Does he genocide the crab people, and we just sort of hand wave it aside?
The people from the trench? So. I'm not sure. I don't remember.
Does he kind of fuck them up?
I don't remember.
I lost track of all the factions.
I know his brother.
I was like, what's going on with these crab people?
His brother might, because I think his brother kills a bunch of people.
Ocean Master.
Ocean Master.
Not that cool of a name.
Yeah.
Wonder how far they'll stray from the comic books.
But touching back on,
it's like send my army of sharks after Aquaman.
Black Manta was in it.
No, we don't have any sharks. Well, what do you?
Yeah, Aquaman created Black Manta when he let his dad die. That's right. I forgot about that.
But I mean, going back to where we mentioned about Eric July and Repaverse and whatnot. Apparently, what was his name? The Tony Isabella, the guy that created Black Lightning for, I believe it was DC. Apparently, he tried to get Eric July canceled at San Diego Comic-Con.
How?
So,
what was the locus of his offensive statement?
Well, what it was is because Eric July went to San Diego Comic-Con because obviously he's promoting Rippaverse, and and he tweeted it out, and then apparently some guy on Twitter, who was it? It was what was it? A Twitter user, I think they went by the name of Check the Circuit, then attempted to lead a cancellation of Eric, writing something like what was it? Eric July, in his own words, here's a pic. He lovingly embraces Kyle Rittenhouse, right? About that whole debacle that happened
Oh
during the
yes, yeah.
Summer of Love kind of thing, right? And then so he in the tweet uh tags San Diego Comic-Con, saying, well, that basically if you're honored to have this person at your panel and your booth, then it's disgusting and it's outright cruel and hurtful and bigoted and offensive to everybody that's at San Diego Comic-Con, right? So apparently this fat basement dweller of a comic creator that created Black Lightning, he's like, oh, you can do better, Comic-Con, than empowering a unsavory person like this. Jack Kirby would have punched him out. It's like, dude, are you serious? So Eric July, being very, very pro, he's like, ask him, would you like to talk about this? That's all he said. That's all he asked him, right? And then he goes, this Tony guy is like, no, not in the least. Your denial of the existence and validity of trans kids alone is enough to tell me that I don't need to communicate with you further, right? So basically, he's like scared as shit. That's basically it, right? Doesn't want to talk to him because he obviously knows he would lose, right? So Eric was like, so instead you basically, take a swipe at me and my partners and vendors, and says, look, I'm just against the mutilation of children, and minors are unable to consent, and it's basically evil to do this kind of damage to them. So what do you find so repugnant about this, right? And so he's like, well, I'm not gonna comment on a comic skate creep. Basically, it's what, like, he doesn't want to. He just wants to basically cancel him. Doesn't want to have any kind of meaningful discussion with him whatsoever. And he doesn't want to discuss anything with people who think that medically proven and valid healthcare for trans kids is mutilation, right? So essentially, this guy is, has no problem being a groomer, and just doesn't like Eric July, and so would just basically block anybody that essentially is calling Tony Isabella out for being basically a racist schmuck. So yeah, so basically he's blocking everyone that comes by his Twitter feed by calling him, hey, look, dude, you're seeming pretty racist against Eric July, a black creator of a black-owned comic company. What the hell,
what
right?
could be more progressive than that?
Exactly, right? But this goes back to whoever said it earlier. It's like, what do you got against somebody that proclaims to be for black people and for children and all this kind of other stuff, but then goes out of their way to attack them? It's hilarious.
Well, it's obvious because he's obviously guilty of wrongthink to those people on that side of the political aisle, and if they're guilty of wrongthink, then you can't engage them in civil discourse. You have to shout them down and try to cancel them.
Get them doxxed, get them canceled, get them kicked out.
Heaven forbid you be mature enough to have a conversation with somebody and learn about their beliefs.
That's right. Heaven forbid we discuss some sort of meaningful dialogue and maybe hopefully learn from each other, because that would just be wrong. The Titan says, Hollywood doesn't care about source material. Disney had literally hundreds of interesting characters and stories in the extended universe, and they killed it. That's right.
Yep.
Well, just wait until Deadpool 3 because they're going to tie Loki season 2 to Deadpool 3, like we discussed. I believe it was last week or the week before. So,
Yeah, I'm sure
yeah.
Deadpool 3 will fix everything.
Thank God they're bringing back Miss Minutes. I was worried.
Oh, yeah,
yes.
yeah.
My favorite
Because life
character.
isn't worth filling. Life isn't worth living if we don't have Miss Minutes at least.
Yeah, as long as they make Juggernaut a mutant instead of somebody who came across some what was
Oh.
it, Egyptian artifacts or something. As
Well,
long as
no,
we
it
got
was- But originally, Juggernaut wasn't a mutant. He got this crystal. The crystal.
that's right. He wasn't a
Cryotech
mutant, but
or
they
something.
made
Yeah.
him a mutant.
Oh, they made him a mutant now. Oh God.
Yeah, he's a mutant now.
Oh.
But again, that's goes back to rewriting the source material, changing things up to fit a narrative.
See, this is how far away I've been from comics. Like in the past, I don't know, decade or two.
Yeah. No, it's been about the same for me that I just stopped reading newer comic books. Even in the 90s, I could kind of tell where things were headed. It's like, nah, just stick to older books.
Oh, jeez.
And
God.
you would think, as far as making live action adaptations from comic books goes, it would be easy. You have the dialogue, you have the storyboarding.
Yep.
You have accurate depictions of the characters, you have their dialogue, you have everything that you could turn into a template for a live action TV show or a movie.
Exactly. I mean, what's so hard about that?
So much to choose from. They're ripe for choices, and they just no.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally handed to them on a silver platter. Here's your comic book. Here's your movie script. Here's your storyboards.
Right?
So
yeah, all the work has already been done.
Yeah,
exactly.
all done.
Exactly. Like, how much more simpler could anybody make it for you?
It's not like a novel. Comic books, graphic novels are a visual medium. We look at comic books, we read the comic books, we see the characters depicted on the page. As we turn the page, we see what they're doing, the angle from what they're doing, stuff like Spider-Man flipping through the city. I mean, all that's there.
Exactly. It's not hard, people. It's really not hard.
It's only hard when certain check boxes have to be checked and certain political leanings have to be addressed and certain properties have to be quote unquote updated for modern audiences.
Yeah, and it's so tiring how it's just in your face blatantly in every single thing. Like you sometimes like you could get away with it sort of when it's subtle or just a little bit a hint of it. Now it's just every project is just bam, bam, the message, and it's just leave me alone.
Exactly.
You're
God,
telling me how to live. I just want to watch something entertaining.
Yeah, that's all I need. No, but we have to adapt it to today's proclivities. If you don't, then you're not representing us.
Don't feel represented in this project.
Greg, it just if I could just
yeah
I would be a happy, content man. That's like what I want to do to my boyfriend's now fiance if things don't go right. So yeah, but I can't say that out loud much. But I already did. So it doesn't really matter.
Evidence later.
Oh, right. That's right. That should have been internal monologue. So
oops.
Damn it. Oops. Oh well. I don't care. So yeah. So I want to slowly basically be thanking everybody that was in the chat today. Really appreciate it. Pop Culture Republic. Yeah, thanks for hopping in again. And Appion, really appreciate it.
Man.
Great to have you guys on.
Fine as always.
Yeah. I know. And so Appion will just plug you what you got coming up there as I plug you here on the YouTubeosphere
Well, I'll be
and on
playing
top of
some
that
more.
on Rumble.
Yeah, thanks. I'll be playing some more games. Might play some more Gotham Knights later just to try and finish that. I was watching a lot of DC animated movies, and it really had me wanting to play a Batman type game. And I had already beaten all the Arkham games, so I'm trying Gotham out. But yeah, and I'm gonna do some more, panels and stuff with my friends or maybe solos. But that's pretty much what I got coming up.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Sweet. Yeah, not a problem.
Yeah.
Pop Culture Republic.
Hello. Coming up, maybe a live stream tonight if I can get my technology to work right. I do well doing a live stream a week with all the craziness I have going on. Now, I want to thank the 30 some odd subscribers so far. Thank you, each and every one of you. Appreciate you guys. For those who have never checked me out, I pretty much ramble on about anything that I find interesting, whether it's TV shows, movies, comic books, novels, sci-fi, fantasy, K-dramas. Now, if I find it interesting, I'll chat about it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anything probably coming up?
Possibly a live stream tonight. Probably chat a bit about the dumpster fire that has that Disney has become. So I've been reading a few articles. Yeah, the gift that keeps on giving. How about that?
Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, exactly right. So, yeah, and seeing how the Goatfather had to punch out along with Admiral Teague, I'll just go ahead and plug what they're doing. So as you know, Admiral Teague likes to talk about, well, even though that's past, a balding aged robot by the name of former Captain. I was going to say Captain Kirk, but I wouldn't sully that name. Captain Picard, that is a balding space robot, and now going through the Strange New Woke series of Star Trek of Strange New Worlds with the wokest crew that there is, all dominated by women. With a sideline of maybe 3 males concerning of a politically correct person of color doctor, a blended race white Spock, and of course, I suppose you have to have a captain helming the Enterprise, so we'll name him a very cucked Admiral, or sorry, no, not Admiral, because that's Admiral Teague, a Captain Pike. So links are in the chat for all of you to check out. Please go ahead and catch these fine gentlemen. Also, the Goatfather, who helps produce on Rumble and occasionally on YouTube. Well, not really so much YouTube, but produces the Manorama show on Rumble. Go check that out. It is a ball full of fun, especially last week. Check out last week's show on top of that, where a few people like Canadian Spider-Man, Admiral Teague, and Rob Thunderheart got their call signs. It was so funny. Oh my God. I just could not stop laughing. It was glorious. So check out the Manorama show on Rumble and Breaker Steve also on YouTube, who occasionally does Lego builds, which is oddly actually quite relaxing as well. What else? Yeah, and as for me, just like and subscribe on YouTube and on Rumble. Hit the like button on whatever either platform you happen to be watching this on. And for all you YouTube viewers, please check out the Rumble channel as well, because you are guaranteed to get monetized a lot faster on a rapidly getting popular streaming service that YouTube likes to shadow ban on occasion. So check out the Rumble channel as well. So I want to thank everybody that was here today, because we had a lot of people jump in today, which was actually pretty awesome. I'm liking that. So we had Lenrod that was in the chat, and Das Wolfen that had to get ready for his channel as well. We had the remarkable Penny. Penny, I missed you. I don't know if you're still in the chat whatsoever, but I missed you. Thank you for dropping by. And Christian was also in the chat, and we also had Dadman Walking. So I heard his channel is actually going swimmingly well as well. So Dadman, if you happen to catch us on the rewind, congratulations on your channel doing so well. So on top of that, James Kazerda also dropped in as well as Jedi Master Raven. Great to see you guys, along with the Titan. And thank you for pointing out, along with Pop Culture Republic, that the Hoff is 71 years of age. Super Goji Reviews, that does Transformer reviews. I believe he said he also has his channel back up doing Transformer reviews. So thank you for also dropping by. Disney Sheepherder, thank you for also hitting the like button. And to all of you out there, if you can hit the like button, it would really help me as well. And the illustrious Pops, who hopefully in November we will be reading The Change, Whoopi Goldberg's comic that will be coming out soon.
I'm waiting with bated breath.
Oh, good.
Oh,
keep
God.
yeah,
Yeah, I know.
keep my feet from dancing.
I know. Well, last year we were going to do Super Trans from Marvel, but we never got around to that.
No.
And oh yeah, that one was in hiatus. I really want to do Super Trans with Pot. I really do. Because oh god, that would just be hilarious. So yeah, and so James Kazerda, yeah, Jedi Master Raven, Pops, and who else? Oh yes, and Rocco the Brave as well.
Rocco.
Yeah, so Rocco the Brave, yeah, nice to see you here. So co-host to Appion. And who else did we have? We had
Did you
Lord
mention the
Hando.
Titan?
Yes, the Titan. Yes,
Yes.
But one more mention for the
believe I did,
Titan.
but yes, but one more mention
Okay.
for the Titan. Yes, so the Titan. Glad to hear you. Have you here, bud. And Lord Hando. I
and
don't.
Carla
think I've
Burton,
ever
too, as
see
well.
You. Oh yes, and Carla Burton, of course. We can't forget about Carla Burton because
No.
everybody's favorite Kiwi, Carla Burton. So that's right.
Indeed.
God, I need to be slapped on the PB for that.
Uh,
So
Did you say Das
Wolfen?
Wolfen as well? Yeah, Das
Das
yeah, I
Wolfen.
did.
Wolfen?
I believe I did say
Okay,
Das
okay.
Wolfen,
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, I think I got him. Yeah,
Yeah,
and Lord
it's
Hando,
just
yeah, I
Carla.
don't know who you are, but if it's your first time in the chat, nice to have you here. And yes, so to everybody here on the panel, thank you for joining. Stay tuned next week as we creep closer, another 7 episodes to 50 live episodes of Titillating Tuesday, Enter the Geekosphere. So I'm gonna have to think of a different opening for a milestone such as that. Yeah. So to everybody here on the panel, to everybody out there, thank you for joining in. We'll see you next week on another Titillating Tuesday. I'm gonna try to get a second show, because I'm thinking I'd do a video on Thursday, but I'm thinking about somewhere trying to fit in a second show, live show on top of that. So we'll see what happens. So everybody out there, thank you very much for joining in, and we will see you next week on a Titillating Tuesday. See ya.
Yeah. Bye, all.